ਪੀਲ ਰੀਜਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਡੋਮੈਸਟਿਕ ਵਾਇਲੈਂਸ ਦੇ ਕੇਸਿਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲਗਾਤਾਰ ਵਾਧਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਜੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਦੀ ਤੇ ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੋਵਿਡ-19 ਕ੍ਰਾਈਸਿਸ ਦੌਰਾਨ ਕਈ ਡੋਮੈਸਟਿਕ ਵਾਇਲੈਂਸ ਦੇ ਕੇਸਿਸ ਦਰਜ ਕੀਤੇ ਗਏ। ਬ੍ਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਮੇਅਰ ਪੈਟਰਿਕ ਬਰਾਊਨ ਨੇ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਨੂੰ ਸੰਬੋਧਨ ਕਰਦਿਆਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਜਸਟਿਸ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਮੀਆਂ ਹਨ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬੇਲ ਰਿਫਾਰਮ ਅਤੇ ਸਖਤ ਸਜ਼ਾਵਾਂ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਸੰਬੰਧੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਿੰਸ ਨੂੰ ਲੈਟਰ ਵੀ ਲਿਖੀ ਹੈ। ਜ਼ਿਕਰ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਸਾਲ ਪੀਲ ਰੀਜਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 31 ਹੋਮੋਸਾਈਡਸ ਦਰਜ ਕੀਤੇ ਗਏ ਸਨ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ 13 ਡੋਮੈਸਟਿਕ ਵਾਇਲੈਂਸ ਦੇ ਮਾਮਲੇ ਸਨ।
COVID-19 has amplified the challenges we're facing, and we see the challenges amplified in healthcare, and we see them amplified in our judicial system as well. As a result of gaps in our system, we're going to see tragedies, and unfortunately, what we saw more recently with the tragedy of Darian Haley Henderson Bellman is unacceptable. A young lady with a bright future had her life stolen. This was a preventable death. She was murdered by an accused who was already the subject of an interim judicial release stemming from a previous domestic violence incident between the two. Can you imagine that? You have breached your release on 4 occasions. 4 occasions, and on the 5th, he took her life. I don't understand how we can have loopholes in our justice system that would allow an individual who is a dangerous offender, who would allow an individual that should not be outside of a correctional facility, out wandering the community and a risk to public safety. It's unacceptable, and it speaks to why we desperately need bail reform and stronger sentences when it comes to domestic violence in this country. And what I'm hearing more recently is even more worrisome, that due to COVID right now, it's actually a factor on release. It's a factor that lawyers are arguing for why someone should not be sent to a correctional facility. In my opinion, regardless of COVID, if you're a dangerous offender, you should be behind bars. I can't comprehend for a second why that would be a factor in allowing someone to be released, knowing that they could be a risk to our community. And so when the family of Henderson Bellman was in tears, my sympathy, my heart breaks for them, because they have every right to be disappointed, every right to be frustrated with our system. Our judicial system let them down. We let down this young lady, and we need reform desperately. And you're going to hear later today in this briefing from members of the senior leadership of the Peel Police on why this bail reform is so necessary. Of the 31 homicides in Peel Region last year, 13 were domestic fatalities, the highest number to date. I have written the federal and provincial justice ministers saying that enough is enough and we desperately need change. And I can tell you that our council will continue to push this because we believe this is necessary for public safety, not just in Brampton, but around Canada. I also wanted to speak today about our Stage 3 reopening. Last Friday, July 31st, Brampton was moved into Stage 3 of our provincial reopening. This is a result of our residents' and businesses' diligent efforts in keeping up with Peel Public Health's guidelines.
Peel Public Health continues to transition to the new provincial case and contact management reporting system. Our new cases are reported daily at our website, peelregion.ca/coronavirus. However, our trends indicate that across all 3 of our local municipalities, our 7-day moving average for the region continues to move downwards, with new daily cases in the single digits typically in most of our municipalities. This means that what we are doing is working, and we absolutely need to keep it up. You've heard me talk for months now about the core 4 behaviors: distancing, masking where you can't, washing your hands regularly, and getting tested and staying home if you are sick. The basis for these actions is simple. With a disease that spreads from person to person, to which we are all susceptible, and for which there is no cure, the core 4 behaviors allow us to limit 3 crucial aspects of our interactions: proximity, duration, and numbers. Now that we are in Stage 3, please remember, we can live our lives while sticking to the core 4 principles. In fact, we must. Know that you can socialize and interact and have a little fun, but let's socialize smart. First, figure out and focus on your social circle. That is 10 people with whom you can have a full close contact interaction with. They might be your parents, your family, your close friends, your caregivers, your partners. Remember them and stay exclusive to them in close contact. Outside of your social circle, feel free to interact, but then remember, limit proximity, duration, and numbers.